Okay, it's streaming. So it's on now.
So it's working. I don't see anything here.
Yeah, it looks like it's there.
Okay, so how do you do like the title and stuff? Ooh!
Well, it's already been.
Wow. All right. Looking at this live. Wait a minute, why are you off to this? You're like on the edge. Wait a minute, why are you off to this? You're like on the edge. Yeah, man, look at that, look at that. That's kind of messed up. Look at all that space.
No. So that means maybe you have to now go to the side.
Yeah, but wouldn't it make more sense to actually move the camp?
Actually, this is.
What are you doing? Whoa. Look at that stream.
Oh. No. So maybe it's just the signal.
Or is it signal? So people are going to be getting it, right?
No. Yeah, people are watching it. So.
All right. Look. All right, guys. First ever live talk. First ever Talkback live. What's the problem? Is there a problem? You all right?
I'm chilled, man. I'm chilled. Always chilled.
Yeah, looking a bit crusty, mate.
Always chilled, man. Always chilled.
Looking a little crusty.
So who's actually in there? Well, it says that there are 3 watching.
Really? What? Where do you see that?
No. Obviously, it's see. This is the stream page.
All right, guys. Look, the Merc here. Have hope. This Talkback lives. Talkback never dies. However, we've been on hiatus. Actually, I've been on hiatus. Have hope has been. I'm not going to talk about what you've been doing, but you've been doing a few things, right?
Yeah, man. Just doing a few things. I just pop in here for a cameo appearance here.
Sorry, maturity.
I just pop in for a few cameo appearances, man. So,
Wait a minute. Are you ignoring my comments?
I said I just.
No, but I'm asking, are you ignoring my comments?
Nah. I said I'm just living, man.
So it's not maturity.
No, it's not. No, I'm just living.
Okay. All right, guys. Look. First topic on the boards. Okay. There's actually so many things to talk about. And I actually wanted to try out this live situation because I've never actually done this before on Talkback in this particular way. He's got all this technology. I'm an old man now. Guys who started with Talkback back in the day, 12 years ago. When I was young, carefree, energetic, vibrant, jubilant. Things have changed. I'm old. However, the energy's still there. As far as and the mind is still sharp when it comes to fandom and what's going on. And obviously, look, we've already seen a lot of guys out there because we were the first guys to come up with this sort of thing, this sort of format. But obviously, in the intervening years, in the vacuum and the absence of Talkback, it's been filled with a plethora of voices in fandom and entertainment and so forth. However, that being said, we've still got our thoughts. Now, what actually prompted me, to talk to Have Hope and say, listen, we've got to break out, let's try and do a Talkback live. And I'm actually hoping that this stuff is actually streaming smoothly because let me see what's going on in the stream. Yeah, it looks like it's streaming smoothly. Let me just get this out of the way. Is so many things happening, and obviously the fact that Star Wars has now died, and RIP, may the force be with us, and the fact that there's so many things going on that I felt it was very important to actually say something about various topics, including the whole Batman revamp. So the actual core of this particular episode is actually, do you believe that The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, and the subsequent series or trilogy, which we know is going to happen, will outdo Christopher Nolan's trilogy. What do you think, Hav?
Yes, because 12 of those films are crap, essentially crap. So it's got a chance to.
Okay, but let's just. So there's 2 points. The Dark Knight is crap.
Yeah, essentially.
No, I didn't say essentially. It's crap.
Okay, Batman is crap. But the film
that's
is,
exactly.
It's a well-made film, but Batman. It depends what you're saying. A better Batman series or a better film.
That's not what I asked you.
Oh no! But those are 2 different things. A better Batman trilogy or a better film trilogy. Those are 2 different questions. So it depends where.
Okay, but the question I asked you is the Dark Knight crap?
The Dark Knight is not crap.
Thank you.
Batman character is crap.
That's not what I asked. I said it's the Dark Knight. But that's the full question.
The character is crap, and there are crap things in the film.
Yeah, okay.
So
you don't answer the question you want to answer. I asked the question. The question was, is the Dark Knight crap?
No, it's not crap.
There you go. Okay. Now, second question. Do you believe that this new Batman is going to be better than... Okay, let's just go piece by piece. Is the Batman going to be better than Batman Begins?
Hard to say.
Why is it hard to say?
Because even if Batman Begins was better acted, better filmed, Matt Reeves may be able to bring much more creative aspects to the imagery of Batman, which was lacking in Begins. So, again, it wouldn't have the acting, it may not have the kind of gravitas that Begins had, but maybe if it has the atmosphere and everything which was missing from Begins, which didn't have a lot of creativity and flair to it, maybe in that sense it could be better than it in that. Who's
in the room now?
I have no idea who's
so how do you check who's in there?
I have no idea.
So what is this? What does this mean? Like top chat? What's that? Top chat.
I'm not sure, man.
So basically, this is just live, and people just
So if you just go to the page, people can just view it. So
why can't I go to the page?
Go to what page?
Oh, this is it, right?
Yeah,
there.
that's it. That's the page.
I see. All right, cool. Yeah, look, just put it there. You see now, that's the problem, because it doesn't have a title, so nobody can actually search for this. How do we change the title? Can you just change it on the thing? You can, right?
Well, I don't know whether it's going to update automatically. So
it should. Just so people might know, just say, is the Batman going to outdo Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, or outdo Nolan's Batman trilogy? That's what you should put in there. Because this doesn't actually say anything, so nobody's going to even know what we're talking about. Capitals. Is... You did it?
So is the Batman going to outdo Nolan's trilogy?
Nolan's Batman trilogy. Got it?
Mm.
All right. Actually, let me just see this briefly. Oh, cool. Oops. Let's try this now. And then do you have to save this?
No, it saves automatically.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know you've done it before?
Yeah.
All right. Look, man, let me just say this, right? This is the thing. And you know what, I've said this like a million times. As far as I'm concerned, you know, out of those 3 films, Batman Begins was great. I thought, I mean, obviously there were some aspects of it that you might say X, Y, or Z per se, but as an overall, it had a lot of crazy elements in there, man. Like, like I said, there were some key moments in that movie. Obviously the training sequences with Razal, well, Ducad and all that sort of stuff. The iconic thing with the,
but he's Razal Ghul though.
I don't accept that, quite honestly. How do you, a white mercenary from a French mercenary goes to Tibet and becomes the greatest ninja?
But isn't Nolan your guy though? So like that's your dude, mate.
Yeah, but I refuse to accept that. That was just stupid. But anyway, movie that ended up not quite happening with Dark Knight, right? Because when you watch Dark Knight, you're like, okay, this film doesn't really feel like an extension of what started in Batman Begins. It was something very different. It was Heat, basically, with Batman in it, okay? Thing is, and as I said, Dark Knight Rises, I almost sort of blanked that out of my brain. I feel that, and I said this before, because of what Matt Reeves' style is, because of, the whole stuff that he's done, and you watch Planet of the Apes and the creature work and the special effects and sort of the essentially the tone of those films, I felt that if he's allowed to do his own thing and there's not like a lot of interference, he would probably produce something that would be more atmospheric and more Batman centric,
more stylish, isn't it?
Yeah, more stylized and more. Basically, there will be more of that darkness. Because if you look at the Planet of the Apes, like with that what's that guy's Koba, that whole thread.
Oh, okay.
The way that he did that, like, that is always something that's missing from Nolan's films. Like, for example, when I talked to you about Inception and Memento, which I think is, obviously Memento is an all-time classic. Prestige, which I think is his best movie. And all these things. The thing about them, though, is that no matter what the film is, it's never really focused on the characters. Like, you don't really empathize with any of these guys. It's always very cold.
It's about the plot.
It's the plots, yeah. It's just the plots and the mechanics of it and all that sort of stuff, which, in a way, doesn't lend itself to Batman, because Batman is very much about the atmosphere and the character. So what you end up with is, which is why I said Dark Knight was what it was, is that you end up with a movie that's not really a Batman film. He just happens to be in the movie, but the movie is good. As I've said, in my opinion, it's a good crime thriller with a great criminal mastermind, like the Heath Ledger Joker thing. But it's not actually a Batman film. Like, anybody who's like a Batman fan, when the dust really settles and you want to be honest with yourself, Dark Knight isn't a Batman movie. Like, it's technically not. Like, it's...
Basically, it's not a Batman film and it's not that great a crime film.
No, it is a great crime film.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
Dark Knight is a great crime film.
Okay, tell me better crime films in the last 10 years.
Hit and Point Break are both better. The Town is better. I don't know what that's last saying. The Town was better. Name me almost any crime film. It's better because at the end of the day, Batman is in the film and you're looking at a stupid character with a stupid voice in the film. So it detracts from the stuff. And how well told are the crimes and everything done within the film? In other crime films...
Are you joking?
I watched Dark Knight like about a month ago, and I was like, nah, sorry. That film is literally about Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger is that film.
Yeah, but you're biased against it, and you're coming to the movie with a bias.
But why am I biased against? Based on what?
Because you're against Chris Nolan. You're against you're a Tim Burton guy. And at the same time, if you're looking at that movie, listen, I've already said, which I concede. Like, look, it's not a Batman film. Throughout, like, when you just really think about it, obviously not.
Yeah, but it's not a great crime film.
Why is it not a great crime film in your opinion? Because I'm looking and I'm like, you've got your plots, you've got your crimes, which are interesting. So very intricately plotted.
What's the plot of the film?
The plot of the film.
Yeah.
Okay, you have an anarchist who wants to watch the world burn, right? And he goes into Gotham, which is already a corrupt city, and then he creates a set of...
How is this corruption really? First of all,
Just ask me a question.
Okay, all right.
No, but go. What were you going to say?
No. I'm just saying because it's a corrupt city. For me, that wasn't very well conveyed. There's a difference between telling us something and showing us something.
Okay, now, your great film, Heat. What did it show us? No, because all that movie was doing was showing you criminals v robbers and their lives. Like literally, this is what they're doing. They're taking down scores, and these people are trying to catch them. What else did they show you? Say, you've got to show, and what else did they show you? Nothing.
Oh no, but Heat isn't trying to present itself as a film that has...
What is it presenting itself?
Oh no, it's about two characters as two opposite ends of the spectrum chasing each other, but they both share a common bond. So literally, it's about these two trains, these two opposites colliding together. That is essentially what it's about.
That is, and you could say the exact same thing about Dark Knight. You could say the exact same thing.
But the Batman character is garbage.
In your opinion.
Oh, so in your opinion, the Batman character isn't garbage?
No, what I'm saying is that, what did I say?
I'm just asking.
No, of course not. Garbage. What are you talking about, garbage?
That Batman character isn't garbage. All right.
Garbage?
Yes, garbage. As in boring, horrendous, disgraceful voice. Looks stupid. Looks utterly stupid. That it takes you out of the film. The costume that he wears just looks odd because his head looks too big. The voice just got a lot worse than it did in Begins. Christian Bale's performance is just so solemn, void of any interesting. Even the man himself said, man, Heath Ledger was so much more interested than me. I just wish I could have been so much more interested.
What? Okay, so now let's take that logic, right? And listen, I'm also somebody here who's not... I'm not trying to say that, it is like the greatest Batman. I already said in the beginning that it's not really a Batman film. The realization of the Batman character based on what you expect Batman to be isn't real. Look, anybody who reads the Frank Miller comics or reads any of the detective series of the 80s or early 90s knows for a fact that, they've only scratched the surface.
Oh, chosen one is here.
They've only scratched the How can you tell that? And you've only scratched the surface of like what the character could be. We know this, right? The thing is, the point that I'm trying to make here is that even within those confines, and I think the problem is that you're coming to the table with an expectation. You're coming to the table with an expectation of what Batman is supposed to be, what Bruce Wayne is supposed to be.
I'm talking based on a film.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Your opinion of how you're going to receive this character is going to be tainted by what your expectation is of what the character is supposed to be. And then, when you're looking at Neil, aka Robert De Niro, in Heat, he's a completely new and unique character who therefore can come to the table and give you anything you want. And then if you want to talk about boring and monotone and everything, that was his character. His character, which he was playing it to be, was one note, deep, like BPM on it, whatever.
Played very well.
Fine. No, which one? Fine. And the reason why you accept that, if you were coming to the table when Neil was supposed to be Razzmatazz, and then he played it like that, you'd be complaining. That's a fact, man.
I'm saying that objectively, Bale's performance was boring, played badly. So even if, let's say, I knew nothing about Batman, your character isn't written to be interesting.
How do you know that?
What do you mean?
How do you know that? You don't know that because you're coming to the table baggage.
I'm going based on just acting technicalities. The nearest acting technicalities were deeper and more nuanced than Bale's acting technicalities in the film. So it's not about what I'm expecting. I'm just saying your acting technicalities.
Acting technicalities with a bat suit and doing the things that he had to do in a Batman movie. Let's be real here. Come on. I mean, let's just be honest. What we're talking about here is he's Batman, for God's sake. You've got, there's a particular things involved with doing that, whereby you're not going to be able to have the same level of easily, I'm not saying you can't, but you're not going to easily be able to have the same level of range visually and dynamically as a guy who's a criminal What's that? What was that?
No, something.
As a guy who's just a guy, like it's obvious. Anyway, look, before we get diverted too much, like the points of this thing was, is it going to outdo it? I think that because of what happened with Dark Knight Rises, what are you watching?
No, you respond.
Because of what happened with Dark Knight Rises,
which was crap, and which was a horror. Bro, I've never been more ashamed or embarrassed in a cinema than I was at the end of Rises. Complete and utter crap.
Well,
complete and utter garbage.
I mean, look, how do you even tell? It was bad. I mean, I can't defend that film, like, to be honest. So I mean, I'm not going to come out here and try and defend that, you know, which is why I said that to me left the door wide open. I mean, look, it was capped off by the bat plane flying away with the bomb attached to it at the end. I mean, that looked like Adam West, you know, 70s.
Acme bomb.
With them, yeah, it's Acme, yeah, Acme bomb with the fuse thing going and drinking milk. I mean, basically.
Look, I still can't believe that you're giving Bill's performance in Dark Knight a pass. That's what I find shocking.
Yeah, of course. Look, I'm not trying to. I didn't say it was the greatest thing of all time, but
but it's fine. It's like it's all right.
Mate, you said it's garbage.
Oh yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage.
I mean, come on.
That's because I saw it recently. It's garbage. It's garbage.
Anyway, look. I think that by virtue of the points that I made about the possibility of what was I saying? Because of his aesthetic. I'm boiling. Because of his aesthetic. You know, Matt Reeves' aesthetic, right? I think he's got every shot of pulling something out of the bag. You know, I think he's got every shot of pulling something out of the bag. I mean, if he does anything like that's halfway as atmospheric as, you know, what was in Planet of the Apes. So
wait, let me just, because Joseph One just said, he said that to pick a scene where Bale failed in Dark Knight, the city just showed you it still believes in good.
Yes, but you're picking the worst section.
Oh, I mean, well, okay, almost any Batman scene, hockey pads, when he talks to Harvey Dent, the voice is horrible. And the acting and the tonation of the voice is horrible. Like, it's stupid. And also, almost everything that he was as Bruce Wayne, it was like, this dude is flipping boring, man. Basically, it's just boring.
Look, at the way that I look at it is that let's check this out. Let's be real. Let's take the animated series, okay? How exciting is Bruce Wayne in the animated series?
I'm not a big fan of the Batman animated
There you
series.
go. And I'm just throwing things out there. Tell me, the most interesting Bruce Wayne has ever been is in Tim Burton. That's it. No, but the point I'm trying to make is that you're acting like he just tanked the role and took it to depths that we have never seen before. And look,
but my thing is that from Batman,
it was better than Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, no, but from Batman Begins, you were setting up a very interesting Bruce Wayne and Batman. So it is right for me to have an expectation based on what Part 1 was. From Part 1, it's like, oh no, you're developing a very interesting Bruce Wayne, a very interesting Batman.
Yes, I get that, and it goes back to what I said initially. Expectations. You're coming to it with a particular set of expectations, and because they're not being met, you're attacking it.
But why shouldn't
unfairly.
I based on Part 1?
Yes, I know that.
So imagine if in Empire Strikes Back, Luke just started acting like all crazy, like a clown and everything. Say, wait, but that's not how you were in New Hope.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it garbage. Do you know what garbage means?
It means crap.
Okay, so then what is that Adam West performance?
Oh, Adam West. Oh, it works well for the tone of the thing, because that's the particular tone which is comedic.
Val Kilmer's performance.
Okay. Just
George Clooney's performance.
Again, yeah. I mean,
look
for
at
me,
this guy.
No. See, with Clooney, man.
Let me explain something to you.
I say Clooney is a tricky one because it's very easy to say that. Oh,
no, I didn't say it was, but no. You know what? I'm not what I was going to say. I was going to say this, and I've said this for years. George Clooney as Batman was never crap, as far as I'm concerned. And also, out of all the human Batman, like the actors who've played Batman, he looks the most like the animate, like what Batman was drawn
and his scene with what's his face with Alfred is actually one of the best scenes.
Thing is that he looks the part, like he just looks the way that you would have imagined Batman would. Bruce, basically, you know what the thing is? Him as Bruce Wayne is what you'd thought Bruce Wayne would be. Like
who, George Clooney as Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, like him as Bruce Wayne, the way he looked.
Not me. Not me.
I'm talking about visually.
I know, not me. Like for me, like that's not how
so
I want to
Bruce Wayne. Danny Glover.
No. For me, like as I said again, my in for Batman, which I've come to realize is actually the Michael Keaton thingy film. Like looking at the comics.
Oh please!
I mean,
look, mates. That's just because you were a little baby when that movie came out, and it has etched itself into your brain. That guy looks nothing and is nothing like what Bruce Wayne was meant to be or how he's supposed to be. And he just did his own thing with it.
I just told you that, like, based on I was not a fan of the Batman comics. I was a fan of Spider-Man comics. So it is what it is.
Okay, fine.
Like I can't be a fan of a guy that wears grey pajamas. I'm sorry.
So basically, what you're basically trying to say is that you're not qualified to be talking about this.
Oh, okay. So only if you are. Oh, no. If that's the case, cool. Because if you're gonna give me a Rick or a George Clooney as Bruce Wayne, then I sign out. Then for me, I don't find that interesting. I don't find that interesting. What Keaton was doing with the character, I found that so much more interesting.
On a separate note, have you seen the level of Rick in that Star Wars game?
I haven't seen the Star Wars game.
No, the new trailer for the Star Wars game, the new one.
I told you, like, I don't. I'm not really a big fan of Star Wars.
Anyway, look, fine. I think that we both agree, though, it's gonna outdo it overall, potentially.
Oh no, potentially. It has the chance to. Because I think it's going to be more stylish. Obviously, the whole thing with all the characters and the villains in there. That's. I mean, wait
a minute, what's that? I don't know.
No. Apparently, it's going to have like 4 villains in the film, like really? Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman, Two-Face, all those kind of guys. So
that's not actually a bad idea, you know. Do you know why I like that? Because we've since Keaton came, they've just been doing this one villain in movie thing, and that's really spilled over into that is how most comic book movies do it now. And I think it's interesting because you know how Batman is, like, sometimes he fights multiple villains, multiple villains will team up against him. Yeah. And we haven't really seen a movie like with it, well, Batman Forever. Yeah. I'm gonna rob it. But like a proper team up, of not just silly or whatever, but like a proper thing. Haven't seen it. And I think what's good that they're doing is that they're not doing like origin. And they're just dropping him in, like he exists and we're doing that because we don't need another origin thing, even though I'm sure they're going to do flashbacks of it. The Robert Pattinson casting, I thought it's a good idea.
Yeah, the guy is a good actor. I mean, it just depends on how much Reeves directs it,
Ow, look at my finger.
Oh, sorry, man.
That's from the gym, man. No pain, no gain. Ow. God, what is the hell? And it's really painful too. Ow. You know what I gotta do with that? Gotta get a pin and just puncture it. Put a pin into it. What do you think?
Do it, man. Do it.
Yeah, I gotta put a pin in there. See these hands? Anyway. Fine. Okay, fine. That's casting thing I think is a good idea. I've also talked about whether or not there's going to be a crossover. I think there's going to be a crossover, personally.
A crossover what?
Joker and Batman.
Hopefully not, because I think that film should just be live in its own world, personally.
Joker? Which one should live in its own world?
I think, like, what's it called? The Joker film should live in its own world. There shouldn't be a crossover between.
No, not in that first film now. Not in that first film. I mean that there's going to be a crossover of I think that character is going to cross over into the whatever this Batman situation that they're creating is going to be. I think.
I don't think so. I think that's just a one shot, and I don't think Joaquin Phoenix is gonna want to just be in this whole superhero.
You know what's so
Thingy
funny
machine.
about this whole thing is that Snides, I actually would have wanted to get a crack at Batman in combination with another filmmaker or something, you know. I really would, because I felt like of all the things that guy has done, the thing that I would have been most interested to see, because remember how dark he made Superman, how dark he made a. I'm just like 300. Everything was dark.
Yeah, so Batman.
Just
was-
give him Batman. Like, and the thing is, when you saw the scenes of, remember how messed up Dawn of Justice was, right? Those Batman scenes, I was like, my God. You know what I do? I have those clips on my YouTube. That is exactly what I want to see. It is actually literally, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
It's what I want to see. I'd have no argument. Because the thing about, the problem with Snides is that he was doing things that he had no business doing. The thing about Batman is that Batman is such a stylized thing. He is the right guy to do that. Because he's too like, everything is in slow-mo and overdone and everything. I'm like, you saw what he did in those scenes of Batman in Donald. As soon as, anytime there was a Batman scene, the movie just exploded. Remember that fight in the desert? The fight in the warehouse? The fight in the second warehouse? I mean, in the sewers? The fight in the warehouse? I'm just like, and that's just the thing I don't understand about these studios, right? Am I a numbskull? Am I like a sage? Am I the only one who can see this?
Why, with regards to
Snides, just give him that. What's the confusion?
No. I think the film was so badly received that, like they just said, and also the whole thing with his daughter as well and everything.
But I'm just saying that's before, you know, that they had Superman and all of that. They gave him the wrong movie, is what I'm saying. You know, who the hell scored there?
Uganda.
Who are they playing?
DR Congo. So that's a surprise goal.
That's a weak match, man. You're actually going to watch that?
Oh, of course. Look, man, DR Congo, man. You know, I like those guys, man.
Anyway, look, man.
And also, I know a guy who's Ugandan. So.
Ooh, supporting the friends, eh?
Yeah, man. Repping those friends.
He's your best mate.
He's a mate.
But not your best one, though.
Probably not.
Who's your best mate?
I don't know, bro.
Look, is there anything else on the docket?
I mean, what's it called? Like, you know, I mean, what's next for Marvel, man? After Endgame, you know?
Well, why is this thing not updated, though? Let me just get this thing to update. Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me get this updating. Oh, it is updated. Okay. There we go.
Wait, I'm coming. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Where are you going?
No, I need to quickly do something.
Can you just bring a glass of water?
Yeah.
Nice one. With my jug though. Nice. Sorry guys, you know, this is like our first attempt at this live thing, so it's definitely technicalities. Trying to sort out a couple of things over here. Yeah. What else is going on? Terminator, which we've already talked about, so we already did a video on that. The Dark Fate trailer getting released and thoughts on that. I mean, to be honest with you, and you know, this is sort of a broken record thing because, you know, we've said this 1,000,000,001 times already, that this thing has been over since Judgment Day, since 91. They've tried over and over again to resurrect this thing. And I actually think this is what I think about this. It's like, I don't think it was impossible to continue Terminator. But I think the manner in which they've tried to do it repeatedly is what's killed the franchise. Because they've never really taken the time to sit down and come up with a genuinely compelling and interesting angle on how that franchise and narrative could actually be extended. I've never actually done that, and I think for that reason, it's now created a very bad energy. When I say a bad energy, it's like every new reboot of Terminator or off spin-off or whatever is having to, on the first basis, convince people that it's not going to be anything like the other ones that have come out. So it's already up against it from the get-go, of like proving itself that, look, this is not going to be rubbish. It's not going to be... So you've got that problem. And then you have the added issue of creating something that's actually genuinely compelling. And I think the idea of Arnold Schwarzenegger continuously coming back confuses things. I mean, especially if you take into account the way that T2 ended. It does make you think, like, and this is what I said in the beginning as well, you know, when these movies were coming out, that though I thought the movie was rubbish, like just rubbish, just wasn't good. Terminator Salvation is the direction that I feel was the only really prudent way to go. In that you just go and show the war. You go back and the war that they talked about and this stuff, you just go and deal with that. And you show what that was like and what was happening and so on. And in my view, it would be a prequel, you know, to Terminator 1, which is sort of what Terminator Genesis was, like a sidequel. Because it sort of was a prequel, because you sort of saw when they were sending the first Terminator, but it was just very weird. Like, and I feel that that's really the only way, because if you're going to do with present day, you have to continuously keep throwing out what already existed. Let's see what's going on. Whoa. And I think that's always going to be a difficult thing. Let me see now what's going on here. Chosen one, call in. Actually, you know what? Don't call in. Because I think when you called in last time, it's messed up the feed. Because I don't know what's going on with this. You know what the real problem is here is that in my absence from this platform, so much has changed with YouTube and the way that things operate that I have no idea what the hell is going on. No idea what's going on. So like you're trying to do a stream, you're trying to do a live stream with a webcam, with your own software. Oh, thanks, man. Nice one. Yeah.
This thing full.
Oh. Oops. Yeah. Anyway, now
Sorry about what Terminator,
yeah, Dark Fate trailer. You know. This is actually not bad. You know. I like this. It's good. But you know, I've got a lot of ideas. You know, I've got a lot of ideas. What do you think of that?
What ideas based on what?
Just a little technological ideas. Take things up to the next level. What do you think of that? Can I ask you a thing live? Can I ask you a question on live television?
It depends what it is.
What do you think of my personality?
I don't really know, man.
Have hope you've got to change, man. It's 2019, like you've got to change. You actually have to change. So it's not even like I'm telling you, you have to change. It's 2019. You can't go into 2020 as this guy. You have to be a new guy.
I am what I am.
Which is?
just a just guy trying to live.
So why are you wearing a kimono with no shirt and a medallion?
This is how I am.
Anyway, look, Terminator Dark Fate. The last Terminator movie I watched in the cinema was actually T3. Did I watch T3? Yeah, I did. I watched that in the cinema, yeah. You know what's funny? You never watched T3, did you?
Nope.
It wasn't that bad, you know. Wasn't that bad at all. To be quite honest, and like it had some nice twists and turns in there. It wasn't that bad. I mean, obviously, it's like, when I saw it, I'm like, there was no point in this movie happening. But it was definitely not that bad. Not that bad at all. But yeah, that was the last one I watched. I have not actually sat down and watched any other Terminator material. Salvation I bootlegged. I saw like parts of it. I didn't really watch the whole thing. Sarah Connor Chronicles, I just watched some clips. Didn't watch the whole thing. Terminator Genesis, I tried to watch this film like 5 times because it was free. It was free on Netflix. Do you know what it's like when something is free and you can't watch it? Like it's free, and I didn't have anything. I wasn't doing anything. I remember I was actually bored. I put this thing on and I'm like, this film is so messed up that I can't even just leave it on. Because the problem is like, because Terminator is one of my I like Terminator is a big time thing. To just leave it on is hard to just leave it on.
There are only two films, man. That's it.
No, I agree with you on that. Look at this thing is swelling. Look at that.
Wow.
Good gracious. You know the reason why I broke my deadlift record today? 400 and... All right, guys, whoever's in the chat room, what is 225 kilograms in pounds? Okay, so just type it in there. Do a calculation, 225 kilograms in pounds. Okay, I'll just put it in the chat room. Thanks. Whoever's in there, I mean, there's going to probably only a couple of guys in there. And you know what, that's another thing. Like, how do you let people know that you're even on?
You just share the link, you know.
Like, where do you share?
It's like, no, any way you want. So obviously you, in the main page there's a share thing, and then once so basically what's it called? Right there where it says share.
Where's that?
Where below those thumbs up and thumbs down.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
And you just click on that.
And then there you go.
Email, copy link, Twitter. Ooh. Nice one. 496.
Well, 496 for what?
Guess what?
What?
I did 496 pounds today. Do you know that my lifetime record, that my lifetime goal target is 500?
Huh?
That means I'm only 4 pounds off. I didn't even know. Listen, guys, the Merc is almost on 500 pounds deadlift for 2 reps, okay? 500 pounds. 496, I didn't even know. Goodness me. That's been my target for like 4 years. 4 pounds off.
Not bad.
Guys, you know what? The day that I make that, I'm going to actually post it. The day I make 500. I mean, you know what that means? It's only 4 pounds, which means I could probably do it. If I'd known, I would have just put like 4 more pounds on. I had no idea. I just put 4 pounds on.
Impressive.
Bloody hell. Do you know the reason why? Because for my weight group, for my weight class, right? 500 pounds on deadlift is elite class deadlifting. It's competition level. Like you're then in competition class, you know. So I was like, that's just my target. If I can just get there, then I'll just be like, I'm done for like trying to break any records or anything. I'm only 4 pounds off. And I didn't even eat this morning. I didn't even eat. I went there hungry. No food. Just water. That's why I was like, I went into the gym, I was like, man, and the thing is that whenever I go to the gym, right, I always try to evoke Annie You know, so I watched like some pumping iron like clips and stuff or whatever. So I went to the gym, right? Because there's one actually particular clip that he has about doing like
This is all from pumping iron.
pumping iron. Yeah, when he's talking to that guy, that Latin looking guy, the Italian looking with the mustache, when they're doing squats, right? And then the guy who was trying to tell him about getting through pain barrier, like you just got to do those extra two more reps before the muscles get. That's when the muscles are gonna grow for the 2 more reps. So when we're talking about like you have to do 2 reps over when you think you can't do any more reps, right? I don't even know what we're talking about pumping iron, but then so I watched that and then when I went in there, that's what happened today, right? So I was on my previous, I did my PB, right? So after I did my PB, then I was like, you know what, man, I want to go above my PB. And then there was a guy who's a trainer in there, one older guy, right? He's like in his 50s, right? And the guy said, man, you know what, the weight you just did was pretty damn good. Then I said, you know what, I felt that extra energy because when I did that PB, I did 4 reps of it. I'm like, if I could do 4 reps, I could probably do 1 rep of a higher weight. And I just put the thing on and I did it. And I didn't know it was 496.
Well done, man.
Thanks, man.
Congrats.
Thanks. I should be Batman. Me.
Yeah.
Or the Black Captain America. But you know that's already gone to Falcon. And you know Falcon put in a lot of work for that shield.
Tony Mackie.
You know he put in a lot of work for that shield.
For sure. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna watch it, but
and then when they gave him the shield, he actually didn't even want it. He actually thought he wasn't worthy to have the shield.
He isn't worthy though. So
no, we know that. But I'm just saying that upon all, in the film, the guy was saying he didn't deserve the shield. How can you just be running after a guy for like 10 years? That guy is literally on like the kicking Captain America's side.
For 10 years, it's been up to 10 years.
Okay, 6 years, whatever it's been. When did Captain America come out? The first one.
No. He was in. He
began
in
Winter Soldier. You know what? You're right. Soldier. But you know that he was probably a baby, and looking at Captain America and wanting to and kicking his side as a baby.
No. Everyone was a Captain America.
What's that battery? What's their flashing? The batteries.
Oh wow! Batteries.
All right, guys. You know it's been good. It's been great. You know this is the first Talkback live. You know it's been a lot of fun. I've never done this before. Have Hope is in low energy. I don't know what's wrong with him. You know, it's had a hard life.
Too many things on the boil, man. Too many things on the boil.
What boil? In your brain,
bro.
You know what? I had a joke there which I won't crack. That being said,
it's been swell.
Yeah, it's been very, 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 very good. You know, I've really enjoyed the.
So it's just chosen one in there.
Yeah, chosen one. It was not a single rep. I did 2 reps, and I have video footage to prove it. I just didn't know what the weight was. Like I knew it was 225 kilos, but I didn't know it was 496 pounds. Like I didn't know that. But I did 2 reps, and it was not easy. But I did them clean. And I'm only 190 pounds, roughly. Maybe not even 190. That's over double my weight. Anyway, I actually agree with Have Hope in this topic that this new Batman thing it's potentially could outdo for the reasons we've given. I still believe that the great Batman movie could have been made by Snyder, and he just went and did a whole bunch of other films that I don't believe he had any business doing. And he should have gotten Batman.
It's just that those films that he did were just was crap. If the
what I think I should have gotten Batman instead of
they
should have done a Batman film instead of Dawn of Justice is what I'm saying, and just given that to Snyder. You see what I'm saying? Like because they never established Batman, and they just threw them in together with a new Batman. I'm like, how do you throw a new Batman in when that new Batman hasn't even had his movie? If you were going to get an Affleck thing, just have given Snyder that. And it was so messed up because Warner Brothers had given him too many things. So he was already doing Superman. So it would have actually been weird to take him off Superman and give him Batman at the same... You see what I'm saying? So they'd already messed up because the reality is his sensibilities, to me, when you watch the Batman clips in Dawn of Justice, I'm like, I would be in the cinema immediately. Because his style is like, that's literally what Batman is. Like, he was just like... Snyder doing what Snyder does for Batman is literally what Batman is. Literally. What annoyed us and why we've been insulted...
It's at a level of Batman, not fully...
I know, but it is... That is definitely a 2-course meal. 2 courses. Maybe not 3, 2 courses. You get your bread and oil, olive oil, and then you get your spaghetti bolognese. Maybe you're not going to get tiramisu or whatever afterwards, but you're going to get 2 courses. Standard. Which is good enough. How many times do you get a 3-course meal in a movie these days? Never.
No. I mean, look.
I'll take 2 courses. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look. As I said, look. I mean, Snides. I just think where he's a million miles away from doing a Batman film. But the thing I always says.
No, I mean now he is.
I always said about Snides that don't let him make the film. Let him come in as just an aspect of the character. If he can come in as an aspect of the character, then that can be great. But if he's the guy really directing or doing the whole film, then nah.
Okay, Chosen One asked a few questions. Let me just try and answer these. What happens when Snides does out of costume, non-fantastical stuff?
That's the problem. That's when things fall apart. But the truth of the matter is this: he does them to a particular level that, for me, in a Batman film, is why I'll accept it, and it's not a 3-course meal. 3-course meal is when he would be able to handle that side of things. You see what I'm saying? The action this guy puts in that donut, I'm like, who's doing better than that now? For Batman, nobody. Nobody's going to do better than that. Listen, any filmmaker that's making movies today, if you go and watch that, I'm like, you're going to do as well as. You are not going to do better than what Snides did in the warehouse scene.
We're going to have to round up pretty soon.
All right.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, and I'm just answering his questions. Okay, when scenes come down, when those scenes come, it was very loud last call.
All right, look, we're out. Thanks so much. We're going to. I don't know if he's going to be here. We have hope he's going to be around, but I think there's a lot. There's a feature on this live Talkback Live. I think obviously I've got to figure out a way to get people to know when the Talkback Live is going to be happening. But Talkback Live is the future.